Mr. Z. Wong with UX of the third kind. Give him a hand.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Pete. All right, so I'll do this quick. Let's see if this works. So let's see, it doesn't work. All right, so I'll come back here. All right, so I'm Z Wong, CEO of IFORMBUILDER. What we do is we replace paper with iPads. So if you see clipboards, I hate clipboards. So we are replacing all clipboards. So what I want to talk about today is a few projects that I'm really proud of. We call it the project of the UX of the third kind, but what really is 3 projects that are in the third world countries that I really want to talk about. Some of the impacts that we're making, make me realize why I'm working so hard, because our technology is helping people. So right now we're running in over 110 countries, and late last year we start popping up in the Africa continent and South America. And I want to talk about some of these projects. So one of those is sustainable harvest, helping coffee. So like Starbucks is also doing similar type of things, making sure the end farmer is getting a fair share of the entire supply chain. CRS in the middle Central Africa, we're doing seed fairs to making sure farmers know get the right seed and grow the right stuff and sustain. ICAP Data is another great project that they collect data to sell, but in the process they help youth utilize mobile technology. So let's just get in. All right. So sustainable harvest is like I said, is a very cool project that in the past some of these farmers are getting squeezed, that they're not getting enough pay, almost just like the factory workers in China, right? So there's a big movement to help them, and this organization is part of that. And part of helping them is utilizing mobile technology to help them track what they do. So we deploy some technology so to track the inventory, the beans they grow, how much they get, so to help them to understand what are they worth. So that is one thing we deployed late last year in Peru. So some pictures here, people are using interesting pictures. So I have a lot of pictures, not a lot of text. So just interesting pictures. Now, next project. So I promise not to take up a lot of your time. So ICAP Data is another project in South Africa. These guys are using Android devices, have 100 of them running in South Africa. So what they do is they have a team of people going in 2,000 townships, just repeatedly collect data, whatever you need to understand South Africa. They help you. It's a consultancy. Now, what they do in the process is they utilize youth people to collect these data, and in the process, train them to use these Android devices. So it's sort of like give and take. So they help the youth, they benefit local community while trying to help other organizations get the data they want. So these now the people helping collecting the data in school, in different locations. The third project that I really want to talk about is CRS is one of the bigger NGO in the world, and they now have 1,100 users, 1,100 users in Central Africa doing different projects. One of the bigger ones are seed fairs that they send farmers seeds and track their progress, make sure they grow correctly, and make sure down the road that they don't need help, right? Once they go over a few seasons, they can sustain themselves, right? So in that process, what we help them do is we help them, again, transform from paper tracking to using handheld, using barcode, and And they even have the farmer sign the device, which you will see. So these are some of the locations that they are currently deploying. Now, there is a second interesting challenge that we're facing. The first two projects, very similar type of challenge. You're dealing with people that is not entrenched in technology. A lot of them don't have a cell phone. They don't have a computer. So how do you design a UI that works for them? Well, one word, simple, simplicity, right? The simpler, the better. What I learned is that the reason iOS is so great is because, I mean, natively, iOS just work because it's using finger, right? In the past, right, I was told that they have tried to use Windows Mobile technology way in the past. And a stylus just doesn't work with farmers, okay? They just can't deal with that. But right now, using the iPads, I mean, just like the coffee farmers, well, they can deal with that. They can start learning, right? Now, in the CRS project, in the Seed Fair, we have a separate challenge, which you see these, well, I tend to want to point. You see these squares. Now, none of the locations has connection. So we're a cloud-based company, right? So although we tout that you don't need connection. Now, that's true. You don't need connection on the device. But if you want to share information, you want to run report, you got to get back to the cloud, right? Now, these teams are out in the villages months, weeks, sometimes months at a time. So during those times, it just doesn't work. So we started off the first few months of the project trying to help them collect all the data in the devices, which is designed to do, and then they ship all the devices back to some central offices, have them upload, which works, right? But what they cannot do is while they're out there, they cannot run reports, they cannot share information, right? So to solve that, what we're deploying now is this. This is a set-top box of our own, to put it in simple terms. So what we do now is we give each team one of these boxes. So and they just need power. Once they plug in, this is their cloud. It does not talk back because they don't have infrastructure. They don't have cell network out in some of the villages. But all the iPads, well, they use iPod touches, right? All the iPod touches will just connect to this box. And within that team, they can share, they can run report, they can do cross-checking. So one example is these guys using barcode to check people in, check the farmers in, check the seed when they get a bag of seeds, they scan them. Well, in the past, they have problem where the farmers would just go line up in another line and get another bag of seeds and then do it over and over again, right? So now, because we have these servers, each time they checked in, they get a new bag of seeds, it will sync back to the server, right? This guy, and even if they line up again, go into another counter, they can't. So that is some of the unique challenges that you don't see in a normal environment. We keep talking about in a connected world, right? We're in a very connected world, but there is a world out there that's not connected. So what we, the kind of impact here is the typical, the validation, the entry that we're saving a lot of time. Right, so a lot of money that is being saved, right? So to end the presentation, I just want to run a short video, right? So you see it working. So he's scanning, tapping, and then you see the farmer actually sign, which is very interesting. And looking at this makes me very happy because technology is really being used in the real world, and see, he's signing it, checking it. It's good, right?